Today we got the Last Martian versus the Spirit of Vengeance. Martian Manhunter is going up against Ghost Rider. So who's coming out on top here? Let's find out. Decades ago, John Jones was teleported to Earth from Mars, left stranded. Since then, he used extraordinary abilities to protect and serve the people of Earth. Martian Manhunter possesses powers and abilities that are common to all Martians, but is routinely shown that he is the most powerful member of his race. He has superhuman strength on par with Superman and Wonder Woman, and he helped them to move the Earth before. He's able to increase his strength even more by growing in size. His durability allows him to take punches from foes like the Man of Steel and Despero, and just like with strength, he can increase his invulnerability by altering his density to become super dense. Him and other Martians have demonstrated speed that allows him to keep up with the Flash, so it's able to fly and maneuver at these great speeds as well. John has an incredible healing factor, and he can recover quickly from almost any injury. He's even shown that he can regenerate his entire body with just a severed arm. One of Martian Manhunter's more famous abilities is his shape-shifting power, which is where he can take on any shape that he wants and can form himself into any object or organism alive, extinct, or imagined. He's able to grow multiple arms, can stretch his limbs however long he wants, and can become as movable or as flexible as he desires. He can grow to the size of buildings, and his shape-shifting is actually so great that it extends down to the chemical composition of his body. By the time we turn his skin to a thick exoskeleton of human bone. Manhunter can lower his density or become intangible, and he often uses his power in combat in order to protect himself from the enemy's attack. He can also make himself become invisible, and this is a full-on invisibility, where he's not even detectable on the entire electromagnetic spectrum, and Superman hasn't been able to see him before. John is the most powerful telepath on the planet, and is even able to affect the Spectre with his telepathy. He can create illusions, shut down people's minds, influence thoughts or mind control, and create mental shields. He's also able to shoot powerful blasts of sonic energy and create sonic shields. John also has Martian vision and Martian breath, which is similar to Superman's heat vision and freeze breath. So, that's what we got in one corner. John Jones, the Martian Manhunter. But entering the ring in the other corner was Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider. Johnny Blaze, motorcycle stuntman, became bound to the spirit of vengeance known as Zarathos after making a deal with Mephisto to spare his surrogate father. With the power to control hellfire and to inflict pain on those he deems evil with his penance stare, Johnny seeks vengeance as Ghost Rider. Johnny has the Medallion of Power. It's actually what gives Johnny the ability to turn into the Ghost Rider. It also grants him superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and durability. As the Ghost Rider, Johnny's most notable ability is the Penance Stare. This attack causes others to experience a level of pain that is equivalent to what they've caused others, sort of illegal or immoral actions. Now the way it works is that Ghost Rider locks eyes of his opponent while in close combat. It makes them feel all the pain they've ever inflicted. However, the Penance Stare doesn't always work like it's supposed to. If Ghost Rider can't make eye contact, the opponent has more than two eyes, is blind, or is high on drugs, then the Penance Stare won't work. And the attack has actually backfired on him before, like when he used the Penance Stare on Venom and Ghost Rider was knocked out. Johnny also has a supernatural steel chain that he uses as a weapon. He's able to grow it in length, transform it into other weapons like a spear, spin it as fast as a drill, and separate it into individual links, then throw them at enemies. Ghost Rider is also able to vomit his chain at opponents, which might sound disgusting, actually pretty cool looking. Johnny also has complete control over hellfire and normal fire, and can generate projectile fire in massive amounts, manipulated any way that he wants. Ghost Rider also has a motorcycle, which can travel much faster than normal motorcycles, perform impossible feats, like driving straight up walls or across water. It's even occasionally driven in the air. Blaze and the demon Zarathos often battle for control, with Johnny usually giving dominance and is a bit more compassionate. But when Zarathos takes over, watch out, because his power increases exponentially to where he can easily battle against Doctor Strange and World War Hulk. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, this is a fight that I've always wanted to see play out, because on the surface, Martian Manhunter outclasses Ghost Rider in most all areas. But Ghost Rider has got fire, Hellfire, and as we all know, fire is Manhunter's greatest weakness. So because of that, this fight has always just been rattling around in my head. So who's come out on top here? Well, let's break it down. Also, just a heads up, Zarathos won't be allowed to take over here. Zarathos is a whole other beast altogether. Has taken on the Avengers and trashed World War Hulk. He should be able to beat Manhunter fairly convincingly. Zarathos versus Furnace might be an interesting fight, but this one here is just going to be limited to Martian Manhunter versus Ghost Rider. And first things first, I just want to show for sure that Martian Manhunter is physically superior. Well, John is just as strong as Superman, being able to battle against him and slug it out on several occasions. And both Martian Manhunter and even Superman himself have said that John is the stronger one out of the two. He's knocked Shazam out with one punch, injured Despero with one hit, has totally destroyed Triumph, who is on Superman's level. David Leonard hits on Doomsday and Superboy Prime as well. Manhunter's been able to battle against the Justice League by himself on several occasions. And he's even helped to pull the Earth before alongside Superman and Wonder Woman. And then helped Superman lift up Brainiac's mothership, which was many, many times larger than the Earth. He's consistently shown himself to be vastly stronger than Ghost Rider. No way around it. Of course, Johnny isn't completely out of his depth, though. He has been able to punch Lucifer and throw around some massive machinery. But still, Martian Manhunter is way stronger. He's also more durable. Manhunter's been able to take full force punches from Black Adam, a barrage of punches from General Zod. When Apollo punched John square in the face, Apollo actually knocked himself back. Manhunter didn't even flinch. And just to be clear, Apollo is stronger to destroy asteroids capable of destroying the planet with just one punch. He's also survived the polar black holes, stayed conscious after an attack that knocked out the rest of the Justice League, and when Superman told a stone with railroading powers to destroy itself, Manhunter stopped that from happening by putting his hands around it and only suffered minor burns. He's also got an unbelievable healing factor, one of the best in all of comics. I mean, he's regrown a new body from just his hand. And in fact, in order to physically kill him, you need to destroy every one of his atoms. And as if that wasn't enough, Martian Manhunter is also the faster one out of the two. He's kept up with Barry Allen while both of them were bloodlusted. He's able to have long, telepathic conversations with Superman just a sixth of a second. He's actually able to move to a place faster than Madame Xandu is able to teleport there. Then there was a time that John destroyed several towers all over the world and speed blitzed dozens of white Martians all in less than a second. And just to prove how fast these white Martians are, able to speed blitz both Superman and Green Lantern. Flash was the only one who was able to outpace them. And even then they were fast enough to make Wally sweat. And John speed blitzed all of them less than a second. Insanely impressive. So Manhunter is physically more powerful. But that was never ever in question. And honestly, I'm not sure how much it'll phase Johnny here in this fight. Because like we said earlier, Ghost Rider has his fire. That's the main reason why we even matched him up against Martian Manhunter in the first place. His go-to move is to create a wall of hellfire around opponents at the beginning of a fight. He's able to hurt Iron Man and Doctor Doom through their armor with his fire. He'll take out the Hulk, blast a hole through Lucifer, and skeletonize armies of demons. His fire is even powerful enough to blow up a mountain. So yeah, if I was Martian Manhunter, I'd be kind of terrified of that fire, that level of power. But just like with Superman and Kryptonite, Manhunter found the power through his weakness to fire, essentially just through sheer will. He's flown through walls of fire, taken flamethrower blasts from Batman, fought against White Martians while he was on fire, and during Tower of Babel, his entire body was on fire for 8 hours straight, and he still survived. So yeah, Ghost Rider can injure Manhunter with his fire. That much is obvious. But can he put Manhunter down with his fire before John can knock out Johnny? Well, that's a harder question to answer. Because, I mean, Johnny's been knocked out by Doctor Strange and Hulk after just a few blows. Martian Manhunter can definitely do it too. There's also just the issue of speed, considering how much faster Manhunter is than Rider. So then what about Ghost Rider's penance stare? Can that bring him the victory? Well, it turned Brother Voodoo, while he was the Sorcerer Supreme, into nothing more than a gibbering mess. Also, very nearly killed Doctor Strange. It replays all of your transgressions over and over again, making you feel the pain of everything you've done in the past. It doesn't just count physical pain either, but emotional anguish as well. It singes into your psyche. And if Ghost Rider locks eyes on an opponent, well, it can bypass most physical defenses, even harming a person who's physically invulnerable. So yeah, the penance stare can definitely injure Manhunter, but it's not infallible. You gotta catch Manhunter first. I'm not sure what intangibility would do. Manhunter can always create more eyes to dilute the effect of the penance stare, or just remove his eyes, negating the stare altogether. Then there's John's telepathy. I mean, Martian Manhunter is easily one of the most powerful telepaths in all of DC. Really, in all of fiction. He was subconsciously able to keep the souls of the entire Martian race on Mars. He's looked through the minds of everyone on Earth on multiple occasions, is able to feel every mind in the galaxy, and even scan different realities. He's actually able to turn the Joker sane. He gave Joseph Stanton hallucinations in order to calm him down, and he's looked into the mind of Dr. Destiny, who are both super powerful reality warpers. He's mind wiped the entire Justice League, and has mind raped Despero, Gorilla Grodd, and Dr. Psycho. Martian Manhunter has even broken through Mageddon's psychic defenses before, and Mageddon is an extremely powerful telepath himself, being able to destroy Hector Hammond, who's a planetary level telepath, force an entire planet of old gods to kill themselves, and drive everyone on Earth out of their minds. And there's a time where Martian Manhunter is able to enter the mind of the Spectre and view his true face, which is just insane. Martian Manhunter is a powerful telepath. And while the Spirit does have a nice resistance to telepathy for the most part, there aren't really many examples of a very powerful telepath attacking Ghost Rider mentally. Nothing like Professor X or Jean Grey going after Ghost Rider. On top of that, I really doubt Ghost Rider's telepathic endurance is the same level as someone like Spectre or Mageddon, and Martian Manhunter's gotten through to them in the past. I don't really think Ghost Rider will be that much of an issue here. So, end of the day, Who wins? Well, it's gotta be Martian Manhunter. He's physically superior, can simply knock Ghost Rider out, just like the Hulk has done in the past, is much faster, and can just speed in there to take Johnny out, or simply mind rape him, to put it bluntly. Ghost Rider does have his fire and his spinach stare, but as we've shown, Manhunter can power through those attacks. And I really just think it's more likely that Martian Manhunter beats Ghost Rider before Ghost Rider beats John. Martian Manhunter wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure the like button, subscribe button, and turn notification on the DanCo army. And I will see you next time.